You. Great to be here. All right, let me tell you a story. So we make the things. We make the physical things that connect to things. So we make the things that look at tanks or look in the soil or whatever it might be. That's what we do. But let me tell you a story. My dad is a farmer. We've been on the land for 106 years. My mum is an opera singer. She was good. She understudied Danger and Sutherland. Pretty good, right? That is like the worst financial combination you could possibly imagine. So in the recession we had to have, when I was about, 9, 10, we ended up in a caravan because the bottom of the market came out. The insurance rates were so high. It was a really bad drought. We had to sell half the farm, the half with the house. So we ended up down next to the creek with a caravan. We had no running water. We had no electricity. It was just a generator we'd start up. We had no phone. And I can remember the day we got a long drop toilet. You know, the Aussie ones that actually lean over like that? We got one of those. It was like down another part of the property. We brought it across. It was great not to have to go and dig a hole, right? It was a fantastic leap forward. Anyway, we lived like this for 4 years, right? So I know what it's like to be a farmer. I know what the challenges are like, and I can tell you what all the instrumentation you want doesn't count much if you're just not getting rain, right? Anyway, so my mum, being an opera singer, being down at the creek, actually sang down the creek, and thought this actually feels like a really nice natural amphitheatre, right? It's beautiful, this sound. So to try and make more money, because we've got no money, we started an opera. Diversification, right? So we'll do whatever it takes. We'll make $1 anyway. And actually this opera grew from one pianist and my mum to like a full, no, not quite a full orchestra, but it was huge. 1,800 people come from Brisbane, Sydney, everywhere. My point is, we're trying to find a way to make money. I did a different thing. I came to the city, went to uni, and became a product developer in the Internet of Things. So my thesis was in ultra-low power wireless, and built a company, actually, that, I don't know if anyone knows the story of LX, but it was founded on $750. And that $750 I got from contract header driving. So it's got an ag background in terms of the funding of LX. Anyway, so we've got a great team at LX. We've been going for 10 years. We've got EOS Space Systems, Cochlear, ResMed, Thales, Apple. These are stellar engineers who love building great products. And we have built things like, mission critical systems for Black Hawks, explosive systems, wireless explosive systems, where if it fails, it will turn someone into pink mist. Yeah, you just got that. EPIRBs, like mission critical stuff. We have internet-enabled koalas. It's a long story. We've internet-enabled koalas. We've worked on a lot of different medical devices, including cochlear implants. The firmware component gets implanted into the head. You've got to get it right. And some amazing stuff that just got released just a few weeks ago. This is nearly like building an iPhone. It's an A9 processor on the board. It's beautiful, wonderful user experience. So my dad, for a long time, has been saying, son, you've got to build product for ag. And I'm like, no way. He's like, well, why not? I'm like, I know you. I know what you like. I know what you all like. You want to spend no money. You want to drive over with the Hilux, and you're going to call up. You're going to say it's not working, and it's because you've got to press up. Oh, I don't want to build product for farmers. I don't want to do it. So this is a debate that went on for years, right? Years, and I swore I would never do it. But that's my dad. The other day I was back at home a little while ago, and he asked me for the hammer in the back of the ute, and I couldn't find the hammer in the back of the ute, and I realised, the penny dropped. I picked up this huge sledgehammer. I said, is this what you mean? He's like, this is what I mean. Most people would call that a sledgehammer, not just a hammer. My point is, it's a rough environment, it's tough, it's hard to build product for ag that lasts. Now, the IoT thing for ag, right? It's not about the physical devices. We all know that. We know it's not about the physical things, right? It's about the actionable insights. It's about what you can do. I get that, but we all have a problem, and that is at the end of the day, although we do have drones, we do have satellite imagery, you do have to get on the ground, you do have to instrument the physical universe, right? You do have to touch it. And when you have to touch it, it means you've got to build something. When you've got to build something, it means you've got to have connectivity. It means it's got to be able to last pretty much forever in that environment. It's a tough hardware problem, and that's a problem we've taken on head on, powered by our IoT cores. So what probably tipped me over was when you've got a lot of the big players looking at ag as a really hot spot. Everyone's going, wow, ag's really exciting. I'm there looking at it going, no, it's not. Why is ag exciting? I don't understand. I really don't understand. And then some of this other stuff happened, because if you, a little while ago, wanted to instrument, a tank or the soil or the pH level of the river or an animal, a lot of the time, there wasn't 3G coverage. Chris, I love the photo up on the tractor. I have been there, I've done that, on the top of the tractor, trying to get reception. But not only that, the power consumption. And a lot of people, if you just want to send a bit of temperature somewhere, like to the cloud, or just somewhere, you've got this amount of power consumption to use 3G. Wi-Fi is not going to work out there. Bluetooth is not going to work out there. But recently we've been blessed by these wonderful long-range technologies, Sigfox, Taggle, LoRa, and soon narrowband IoT. This is game-changing. This changes everything. It means that you can now make low-cost, small form factor devices to actually get the data, right? Without that, we've been hamstrung for years. I've spent years turning people away saying, I'm sorry, it can't be that small. The battery can't last that long. So, the things that made the computer, the smartphone, really fly was the fact that the power consumption was small. It became, possible in terms of financial thing. Those trends are why we all have computers and phones, and it's now just going to the things. Now, instead of having big things that can instrument things, we can now sprinkle sensors essentially across everything at an affordable way, in an affordable way. So enter Smart Elements. Smart Elements, we are not a software company. And we'd like to say that we're not a hardware company, we're more like a data company. We get the data to the cloud. So that software developers, in the same way, an iPhone, iPhone will give you this, and it comes with some really, really basic software that allows you to do things like make a phone call or look at your calendar, right? That's what you get. But then they open up to a whole heap of developers to go and build a whole heap of apps to make it do lots of different things. So our vision with Smart Elements is to make remarkable hardware to instrument the physical universe for ag, right? And in doing so, enable people who may not have the millions of dollars it would take to build great hardware to just go and build a simple app, to either get some data, to find out a trend, because sometimes you don't know we're lacking a lot of data. We don't know a lot of the things we could do. So you enable people to find out what those opportunities are, and then enable people just build an application on top of it. So you don't have to, it's not about the hardware, it's about the application. So someone who's really passionate about dairy understands that vertical really deeply, puts their effort into building a solution, says, here's an application that you throw on top of our hardware that is, for the dairy industry, or over here for broadacre, or whatever it might be. That's our vision, is to enable that to happen. So what we have is network elements. We can connect via lots of different technologies like Taggle or Sigfox. However, at the moment, there are not always networks out there. I mean, there's not a lot of farmers don't have any of those networks right now, right? So we've got this cute little thing. You just install this like a Wi-Fi router. It's that simple. You just plug it in. And that's one of our things, is that for the farmers, there is no installation, there is no configuration whatsoever. You pull it out of the box, you put it on the post, you're done. That's it. And if it ever breaks, which we just send another one. You swap it over, right? Again, shooting for that Apple experience. But there's earth elements. So as was mentioned before, it's all about the soil at the end of the day. So this is where you get something like this. So more than 10-year battery life, and then we just give you a new one at the end of that time anyway. This connects to physical sensors that go into things. So, the physical sensors might go into the ground to look at pH level, they might look at soil moisture at different levels, that kind of thing, right? That gives you the information about what's going on in the soil. Then there's the weather, the thing that we all love and hate at the same time. So things like temperature and humidity, this isn't actually together, but essentially that becomes a little temperature and humidity sensor. But also we've got it's too big to bring, but like weather station, wind speed, direction, and lots of low-cost rain buckets you can put all over the place. Because at our farm, you've got like we've had the rain records going for 106 years, but our neighbour, a few kilometres that way, will get a completely different amount of rain to us. So the density of, rainfall is really important. Water elements. So control of pumps. Are pumps running and things? You don't have to connect to it. You just whack this on a pump. Just put it on and tell you whether it's vibrating or not. Right? Pretty simple, right? Good install. Similarly, the same thing actually can tell you whether a gate is open or shut because it just looks at the magnetic direction and just learns what a gate open or shut looks like. Also, where's my tractor? It's the same thing. It's a locator, and this is actually the next generation of the koala thing as well. So it is actually possible to track animals. It's got a very small solar panel on the top there, so it doesn't actually run out of battery. I had an argument with my dad about that. Like, you can't track sheep. He's like, why not? So, well, the business case's not there. Like it's too much to make the device, and thing. And he said, why do you want to track all the sheep? Like, well, because you said you want to track the sheep. He said, just track 1 in 100. You know where your sheep are. Pretty, like, okay. It's a really good point. They follow each other, don't they? They've got a reputation for that. A cow will sit there eating. The sheep, if they find the other thing, they'll all just race across. They're designed to do it. They excrete stuff in their glands so that they can follow each other. Like, that's a really good point. I totally missed that. So, I'm not sure that, hang on. Okay, water. And also tank level and everything like that as well. Okay, equipment and infrastructure. Even if a flood fence, it's broken during a flood, that kind of stuff. One of my goals, my dad is 72. I'm the only son, my sister does not want to take on the farm, that's for sure. I'm the only one who would be interested. She doesn't care. And so I've got this situation where he would like, when my mum wants to go to Yamba for a few weeks, we've got to get Albert, the neighbour, to come and check, check certain things. But this system, I'm actually building it for them too, right? So that it can actually go and spend more time at the coast and know that things are okay. Animals and livestock is something we haven't done yet. We've done koalas. I know a lot of the challenges there. So we're going to talk tomorrow. So the koala thing was an amazing experience. It's something that I think we need to move towards, but that's part of the roadmap. That's not active like the other things. And then just a few in situ photos. I'll just come over here because it's taking a little bit of time. Of this stuff. So we've got quite a few units out there currently gathering data. And what we provide, a little bit like the mobile phone, is a very, very simple user interface that just shows you things that the farmer can actually look at themselves. Like if they looked in the tank, they know how much water was in it. We're just replicating that. Our goal here was to not have something complex, to have something very, very simple, not a lot of data. Because it's companies like Ovas who will go and do the really complex stuff, right? Really solve the problems. In terms of installation, I said it's just designed just to be able to open the box and turn it on. A lot of very cool technology behind it. And listen, we've just, in terms of our design, we've had a lot of great track record over the years. So we believe that we can build some Apple quality hardware for farmers, and that's our mission and vision. So thank you very much.